Jack, I have something to tell you. Yeah. I have acquired a masturbation company. It is called Goonmaps.
Let's blow up the internet, from the basement to the higher net. Scrolling, tapping, man, we ain't done yet. Let's blow up the internet.
So what Goonmaps is, it's a social media for gooners. And so you can tag your goons anywhere. I've already tagged one at the Statue of Liberty, actually. And I acquired Goonmaps because it's good for your prostate. So,
well, it's actually interesting because I legitimately went to the Statue of Liberty this weekend, and I was confident I saw a man like he was on the fire that she holds up.
That's where I did.
Guards were tackling him.
I
screaming. They're like, "It's all over me! It's all over me!" And I didn't know who it was.
I lasted 1776 seconds actually.
That's very patriotic of you.
Yeah. It was pretty solid, and so that's why I decided to acquire Goonmaps. You know, it's a very serious purchase. So Meme Lord Technologies, it's a partnership, you know, a mutual beneficial acquisition. And you know, I'm expecting to talk to Fox and CNN and stuff about it because, you know, it's obviously one of the biggest acquisitions. We're in an acquisition dry up right now, right? It's actually pretty surprising that
it's funny
allowed.
because gooning gooning is, there's kind of a dry spell before gooning.
Exactly.
So it's almost like it's spiritual.
Honestly, like the fact that Figma wasn't allowed, or Adobe wasn't allowed to buy Figma, but I could buy Goonmaps, that feels a little wrong.
It does. And considering like at this point in time, no one's having sex anymore. They're all gooning.
Exactly.
So the market's like what? Like 7 trillion people.
Yeah. So I do think I might be able to get an ROI on it, but probably not.
So can I ask a couple questions?
Ask away. Yeah.
How many users do we have?
Like 12.
Because I expect to be involved.
12 or so. And
12?
I'm one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to dog food your own product.
Yeah, obviously. I was the first one. So it was started by a friend of mine named Kevin. And
was it Kevin Wang?
No, Kevin Rusi.
Okay.
And you know, it was a very serious purchase, man. Like I believe in this. I also think it will make great content, and that's really it.
Yeah. Do you have like a short-term goal?
Short-term goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like 13 users, I think.
13 users.
Yeah,
well, I can solve that tonight.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So we actually do have users across the world, which is pretty fantastic.
All 12 of them?
Yeah, all 12. There's only 7 continents, Jack. You got to remember.
No.
You only need 12.
If you get Antarctica, maybe we have to go. Maybe we go on a trip to Antarctica and we do the first goon on Goon.
In a few days from when this is published, I'll actually be visiting my little brother at University of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And so the plan, we're going to recruit college kids to Goonmaps. And I got swag. It's coming in the mail.
Mm-hmm. And
so I basically am going to walk around University of Pittsburgh trying to get young college boys to log their gooning for the goodness of prostate cancer.
Can I say something though?
Yes.
You can't discount women. All right.
They're
out there. They're just not more vocal about their goons. But in that,
they're
by the way,
loud. Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
But that's sexist. They need to have the support from the community as well.
Yeah. I definitely agree for the most part, but this is an app for men generally. Yeah.
Only for men?
I don't think women masturbate. No.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the same reason they don't orgasm.
I would ask one,
like
but the only one that I know is my mom, and it seems like a breach of contract.
They don't orgasm, I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's impossible for them to orgasm.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. There should be a SAS for that.
Yeah. For what? Orgasms?
Yeah. Dude, did you know there's an app called buttplug.io? I'm not even joking. It is open source sex toy algorithms. A friend of mine invested in it. I'm actually dead serious here. That way, like, if you want your own algorithm or your own steadiness of the vibration.
Yeah, I was going to say specific vibration.
Some girls are bzz, bzz, some girls are bzz, right? And so if you want to create your own, and it could be kind of romantic. You could imagine making one for somebody. That's the modern mixtape, Jack. You look at me like I'm crazy. This is the modern mixtape.
Are you actually serious?
I'm buttplug.io. Yeah.
So if I look this up after, there's going to be a buttplug.io on the internet.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah,
Not that I'm going to go on immediately after,
honestly,
especially while I'm gooning.
We might have another mutual acquisition there at some point.
I think there is absolutely.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. I started Meme Lord Technology 6 months ago. I've already acquired a company.
Yeah. You could acquire mine too.
Jabroni Capital?
No, not that one. I've got a couple others.
What other companies do
I
you
have
have,
one
Jay?
called ISIS.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I heard they're
well, because they get all the branding, right? So like my thought is if I just Hamas, ISIS.
Wait, bro, terrorist branding organization.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, use our marketing prowess to help terrorists. That's good.
Or
they've got a lot of money too.
They get a lot of hits, right? Like people Google Hamas.
SEO,
right?
The SEO for ISIS must be crazy.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Also, one of
free
them's probably
marketing.
pissed off the god ISIS and the Greeks.
Oh,
they're
right.
probably really angry.
Those gods died years ago.
Yeah, but ISIS, that was a rainbow god, right?
Can we go back to like Greek mythology?
I love Greek mythology.
I think everyone could band together around those religions. Like you sacrifice a goat together.
Yeah.
You drink ambrosia or eat ambrosia or whatever. Like there's something nice
I feel like
about
sacrificing Timothy Chalamet. Like
that's the only way. He basically is a goat.
He looks kind of like or a centaur, maybe.
Yeah, he would be like a sexy centaur. Not that I'm into that kind of thing, but like let's be clear.
I mean, it's fine, Jack.
I feel like all centaurs are supposed to be twinks.
So
anyway.
Also, speaking of branding agencies, what do you think about this? High agency, it's just branding for weed. And it has the play on words of high agency, like the tech thing of high agency. Yeah, you're nay.
I'm kind of into it because obviously weed people are just addicts.
And they're
disguise.
low agency people.
They're incredibly low agency.
Right.
As
so we
two
call
reformed potheads, we would know best.
Yes.
It's amazing. I used to join investor calls high.
Yeah.
Because it would be like late at night.
I would go to class high, dude. Yeah, all the time.
My business partner would call me and be like, a VC wants to get on the phone right now. I'd be like baked on my couch. It's like, fuck. And then I have to go out and pitch to people and be a real person.
Dude, I was going through my notebook when I was on LSD. Dude, I thought I was the wisest man.
I know.
Earth.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
You feel like you're like looking into a portal of destiny.
Yeah.
And in reality, you're just like drawing like dicks on a screen.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. It was not good, man.
Yeah.
A lot of cartoons. Maybe some business ideas there. But
is that where Meme Lord Technologies came from?
Meme Lord Technologies came from a trip with God, you know?
Really?
Yeah. And by that I mean I flew to Austin.
Right. It met Joe Rogan.
Texas, yeah. No, I just had some barbecue, bro. Like that's about it. I thought of a cool name.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's
really
that's pretty much the same thing.
But Goonmaps definitely came from God, you know?
I think so.
Masturbation comes from God. Right?
Yes.
I really think
he gave that gift to us.
He did.
In the 8th day. No one talks about the 8th day. They all talk about the 7th day.
The hand is the original vagina.
It's true.
That is what they say.
Yeah. We all know Adam wasn't getting shit because like Eve was like a little bit.
She was probably really pissed off.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy.
She didn't have any friends to hang out with.
Yeah.
Dude, my wife gets really angry if her friends are busy. Imagine Eve. No friends on Earth, right?
Yeah. Does your wife get mad when you hang out with your friends?
No, she understands generally.
Yeah.
But unless she's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like when I went over and met her the first time, she seemed lovely, but I could also see like daggers in her eye, like her judgment.
Yeah, she wanted to kill you, but like not in a bad way.
Yeah, she was very scary.
Yeah.
I could see in there.
I'm terrified of her, but I love her. You know?
No, I get it.
That's part of the joy of marriage.
All good relationships have like some sort of unbalanced power
if you're
dynamic.
not afraid of somebody, then why are you even hanging out with them?
There's no point.
Yeah, exactly. Especially marriage.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I was definitely a little worried when I told her about Goonmaps.
Sure.
You know, what would my wife think of me buying a masturbation app?
Yeah.
She was very excited, actually. Thought it'd be great.
Yeah.
And I told my mom.
Really?
Yes. She was like, you didn't do this. And then I told her the price. She's like, that sounds fair. Honestly.
What was the price?
The price for Goonmaps?
Yeah.
$1,000. Yeah. $1,000 for Goonmaps. It was the best $1,000.
No.
When you think about it, like, all right, let me break down my thought process here, right?
Please.
It's stupid app, I know, right?
No.
Goonmaps.
I don't know
a silly idea. But how much content can I come from this? Pay somebody $1,000. If I get, you know how our business works.
Sure.
If we have a few clients, if we get, something goes viral, you can make tens of grands from that or more, right? 100.
For sure. You can make hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of cents, maybe, if I'm lucky. And we'll do the merch. We'll do it all. So, this acquisition, man, $1,000 was, It's the first of many. Basically like a Warren Buffett kind of thing at this point of gooning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goon technology.
It's somewhat changing course, but like kind of on the same topic. You're pretty plugged into like the tech industry.
Yeah.
Drama.
Goon tech.
Yeah, goon tech for sure.
Yeah.
Like what's the sauciest piece of like drama? Did you see the post this week? Oh, you tweeted this out of like the chick who is like shitting on her wife. I don't know, shitting on her husband on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
being like he has no like LinkedIn certifications and therefore he's a loser.
Yeah. I'm thinking we do a Goonmaps certification.
Right.
So you know how some people want to see like all 50 states?
Yes.
That's pretty lame. Like, what's the point of seeing them if you don't jerk off in them?
It's basically like it never even happened.
Exactly.
Like I think the last state that I would jerk off in is Arkansas.
Really?
Because it just seems like it's the least like exciting to go to, you know?
I don't know about that.
Maybe like Oklahoma's worse, like drier. Like what's the worst state to visit?
Hawaii, probably.
Hawaii?
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to jerk off in Hawaii?
No.
Imagine if you jerk off into a volcano though.
I've done it. Jack.
What would happen though? Like what if your DNA melds with the volcano and it forms like an entity of some sort? I'm pretty sure that's what Scientology
Dinosaurs.
is.
I think Scientology, we could probably make a lot of money in Scientology.
We should become Scientologists.
I'm just saying, like, there's probably a lot of money in. Want to know who's really good at spreading religion? Bryan Johnson.
He is.
Dude,
amazing.
when you think about it, like, he's just going for the next Joseph Smith Mormon kind of thing.
Isn't he Mormon?
He was Mormon, yeah. He's not anymore. He's don't dieism or whatever.
Dude, everything in tech is just a fucking cult. Like all these people, like the whole don't die, like optimize everything in your life. Like you go so far to try not to die that you literally stop existing as a human being. You do nothing fun. There's no living. Like when someone invited me to like an ice bath party where they drink like mushroom supplement shots and like do ice baths and meditation. I was like, there cannot possibly be something that I want to go to less in this world.
I really think it is definitely a sign of like a mid-tier founder if they're doing that. Like the two people I know who do ice baths regularly are both like, one is totally bankrupt, like the other is like totally faking it.
Yeah.
And they both invited me at like 8 a.m. I was like, dude, no.
We need to bring back religion. Like devout.
Oh, devout religion.
Devout religion. I think Greek mythology is fine.
Yeah, Greek. I feel like Judaism.
What is Kwanzaa? Is that a religion?
Dude, I feel like Judaism is, I grew up Jewish, but I feel like Judaism is too controversial at this point. So I think Scientology.
It's got bad branding right now.
It's got bad branding. Yeah.
Which I mean, I will say like all of my favorite people.
George Soros was not good for the Jews.
No, he wasn't. He really wasn't. If anything, we should talk about that.
What about PR for Jews?
We could do PR branding for Jews.
So we do PR for Jews and Hamas and ISIS.
Yeah. Were they gonna?
Dude, it's like the meme where you come out both sides on top.
Right.
I like it.
We could bring them to a table together.
I do like the PR agency for terror. They have so much money.
They have,
and people hate them.
So much.
Dude, honestly, there's a lot of money there.
There is a lot of money there.
Yeah. You could probably help them go viral on LinkedIn. You're pretty good at that.
If ISIS starts advertising on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I will be so happy.
Dude, the CPMs might be pretty solid.
It could be.
What do you think a cost per acquisition of an ISIS member is? Like their advertising of getting a new member, right? We pay for newsletter subscribers potentially, right? If you're running ads, apps pay for CPA. What do you think CPA of a cult is, or a terrorist organization?
It's got to be a couple grand, right?
You think it's that high?
I think it's got.
I don't know. TikTok is probably $2.
It's true. Well, now it's going away. What are they going to do? Run meta ads? Although Musk might let you run meta ads again. He's like, listen, I know for the last couple of years you couldn't do anything cool on Facebook, but we're bringing things back. ISIS is allowed to go. I mean, whatever. Like, isn't Al Qaeda on Twitter?
Probably.
They're
dude. If Athletic Greens can run ads, so should Al Qaeda.
They're both cults.
They're both cults.
They're both cults. What if Bryan Johnson did a collab with ISIS?
I think we're totally going to get, is this going to get like censored on YouTube? Probably.
Maybe.
Whatever. It's all good.
Well, one's trying to, ISIS kind of isn't trying to live. They're trying to die.
So it's called Do Die.
Do Die.
Yeah.
They join forces.
Yeah.
What if maybe this is going to be for the best. Like what if Bryan Johnson can convert all of the ISIS members to, instead of like doing terrorist bombings and whatever, doing ice baths and taking mushroom shots and like working out and doing like plasma. Like, you ever see like someone on Twitter, like it's like, I removed all the plasma from my body and like got new plasma.
Yeah.
Like what if ISIS members started doing that and they got like really jacked and they're just like, I'm reading like 0 to 1 now. I'm really focused on.
I got it right over here.
Right. No.
Yeah. So we get ISIS on the don't die mentality. They won't want to commit suicide acts. This is brilliant.
It's not my worst idea.
Why aren't you working in the government at this point?
Well, I tried. I didn't pass security clearance.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't either.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. My brother had to get security clearance to work at the Pentagon, and like it took kind of a while because he was like,
it takes like 6 months at least.
Yeah. You know, because you have to be like,
we're not that patient.
No, they're not that. We're not nearly that patient. No, meme lord technologies will be worth $1 trillion by the time you get security clearance.
Yeah, I'm not getting security clearance.
It's never gonna happen. The only way you'll get security clearance is if you literally win the presidency. That's the only way. You become the first Jew meme lord. Actually, There's
been a meme lord.
Yeah, there's been a meme lord.
And Vance is a meme lord too.
Yeah,
he's going to be president now.
They're so good.
Sure.
They're so good.
100%. So let's talk about your startup.
Okay.
Your next venture.
Yes.
So how can we tell if a CEO is a fraud?
Yeah. Well, I'm building the platform that's called Is My CEO a Fraud?
So I would assume like AI, some fancy algorithms, basically like AlphaSense.
Right.
Like one of those fancy finance companies.
Well,
right?
you can find there's a couple clear indicators that someone's a fraud, right?
Yeah.
The most obvious, but the least common is, did they make Forbes 30 under 30?
Yeah.
Clear indication. There's like literally a 50 to 70% chance that they've committed financial
That's actually
fraud.
why I nominated you for Forbes 30 under 30.
We should nominate each other for Forbes.
Oh, no. I only nominate my enemies.
Oh.
I would never do that to a friend.
That's why we get along so well together,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
You know,
that's a good PR company too. We nominate people for Forbes 30 under 30 that don't want it.
No.
Like all the Twitter anons who think they're too cool.
Yeah, we dox them and then get them to be on Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh my God, it'd ruin their clout and SF.
Yeah. What do you feel? How do you feel about anonymous accounts on Twitter?
So they have no skin in the game, so they have a lot less to lose. So my advice personally is never argue with an anon. You could talk to them, you can make money from them, you could be friendly, but once you argue, they go low.
Right.
Because they have nothing to lose.
Right.
And so I get attacked by anons all the time, crypto anons or just weirdo anons on the internet.
What do they say?
Just like they'll attack, religion, they'll attack my work, they'll attack whatever, they'll insult you. And like, you just can't like argue with them.
Yeah.
You can't argue with somebody. It's like arguing with somebody who works in consulting about the value of their job.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they have none.
They're like, it's optimization, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Dude, I asked my sister what she does. She works at Accenture and she just texts me back, beep, boop, beep, boop. That's her entire job. She doesn't know what her job is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even sure what Accenture does. I know it's like consulting.
Yeah.
But what does that really mean? Like stopping Pfizer from getting in trouble
consulting
for like killing
is
millions
going
of people?
down, bro. It's just ChatGPT with a person.
I know.
Who needs that?
I know. My primary business and revenue source is consulting.
No, I mean like big consulting.
No, but I'll tell you firsthand that it's going to be out. Like someone will ChatGPT me within the next 24 months.
Well, that's why you're building Is My CEO a Fraud.
That's exactly right.
Is that the domain?
Is Your CEO a Fraud?
Okay.
.com.
So use this fancy AI algorithms.
Yes.
You probably need their social security number, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So they submit their social security number, their email, their date of birth, their mother's maiden name, and then we have everything we need to determine whether or not they've committed fraud or will commit fraud.
Yeah.
And we look at a number of things. It's like, do they have a newsletter about AI tips? Okay.
Oh, dude, that's a big one. If they have prompt tips,
yes,
100% a fraud.
Yes. If they have any sort of like online course.
Yeah.
I am planning on launching a course.
I have one too.
I am also a fraud. I'll be the first to say,
fine.
It's my greatest fear.
We have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about a few other businesses as well. So speaking of ChatGPT, speaking of a ChatGPT version of Jack.
Sure.
So what about a ChatGPT, like God as a service, essentially?
Oh.
So religion is probably one of the biggest money-making things in the world.
Yes.
Some would call it fraud. Some would be devout, right? We've been talking about religion a lot. What about God as a service?
Well, it's funny because like if AI gets advanced enough, it like literally will be omniscient, like
God as a service.
Yeah.
But you pay and
we
sell it to people who need it.
Yes.
Is that, I mean, what did Nietzsche say? Opium
What do
for
you
the
have
masses,
to?
right?
What do you have to like every day? You have to like cure my sins.
Yeah, dude. Oh, confession.
Confessions.
Yo, we should have people confess to us.
Yes.
And then blackmail.
No,
them.
of course.
Obviously.
That's the only logical next step.
I like that.
Okay, so God AI, you ask God questions was jerking off in my mother's closet like bad,
Yeah.
Again, going gooning in my mother's closet.
Well, it's not bad if you get to market on Goonmaps, actually.
That's a good point.
Because that's good for the prostate.
Yes.
But only if you market on Goonmaps.
How often...
Sponsored by Goonmaps.
Okay. So, all right. So you can confess to God AI.
Yeah, I do think confessions, like somewhere for people to confess, people need that, man.
What if...
That's the main reason I think people go to therapy.
I want people to also be able to sick God AI on their enemies.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Be like, you know what you did.
Yeah.
If God can be sending them threats and emails and stuff, that would be ideal.
So I started Elon Email, which is like basically like Elon as a service where Elon gives you advice, sends you what did you get done this week, right?
Yes.
And it gives you advice. I think we need to up it a bit to God.
I do think so.
I don't think Elon is powerful enough.
Not yet.
No.
He needs another 20 years. Like Elon at 90, he could actually transcend. With Neuralink, he could become God.
He could be God.
Yeah.
So speaking of Neuralink, actually, this goes perfect. There's a lot of apps around digital minimalism, right?
Yes.
Our friend, Randy Ginsberg, he's all about digital minimalism. But what about for the people that don't spend enough time on screens?
Yes.
Digital maximalism, right? So there's apps to help people spend less time on screens. What about an app to help people spend more time on screens? Like you have some really low paying, maybe it's a shoveling job or whatever, lawn care. We want to get you on screens more.
Yes. Screenmaxxing.
Like
looks maxing, but for screens.
Yes.
My brother Paul once said, he was like, I'm just trying to spend more quality time with my phone. I don't spend nearly enough.
100%. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do this year is I'm really like trying to argue with as many people on the internet as possible this year.
One of my friends is actively trying to destroy a business on TikTok right now.
Nice. That's awesome.
Because it was like a salon or something.
That's such a good endeavor. Like it's so wholesome. Like we don't get to go to war anymore.
I know. She called me. She's like, I made $1,000 off this, and I'm like, what? She's like, I'm getting so many views on TikTok. I'm like, this is great. She's like, this salon is in California in literally hell right now, so it's all burning alive.
Yeah.
And like she's forcing her employees to go to work during the fires, which are, by the way, I actually don't even have a problem with this. Like my friends kind of
need a haircut. You have great hair. What are you gonna do if you were in LA?
No, Sergio will come to my house.
You got a guy that comes to your house?
No, I've
been looking for one of those.
I go to his house.
Yeah.
He's a bisexual hairstylist who was.
They all are.
Elton John's personal.
Really?
Yes, he's cut like.
That makes sense.
He does all of the models in New York's hair.
Really?
Sergio is the man. You go and he's very Russian. He'd be like, oh, how's it going? And he'd be like, oh yeah, Elton John tried to suck me dick, but I just couldn't get hard. It's just like, I like a skinny guy's abs and stuff, He's like, and then he'll be like, I was just dating this girl, but they're too much work. It's just like, that's why I like boys.
Do you think he would be like a Goonmaps? I feel like he would be a brand ambassador.
I feel like he's retaining, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Really?
Like he's saving his seed.
I don't believe in semen retention. I believe in the opposite.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Based off of our text chat, so I know.
Based off Goonmaps.
Yeah, I know.
I actually remember like No Nut November.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Like
I did that
when I was in high school. I wanted to do the opposite, where it was No Nut Left Behind.
No Nut Left Behind.
So anytime
you need to do that next November, you can definitely get that going viral. Dude, what are people watching this podcast going to be like? All these guys did was talk about coming the entire episode.
And ISIS.
Coming and ISIS.
I mean, you came here for the viral tips. We got you, dude.
Yeah.
Talk about terrorism and come. But seriously, no nut left behind.
Yes.
Obviously, like, so when I was in high school, right?
Yes.
You get a boner randomly, right?
Yes.
Don't leave it behind. That's wrong.
Yes.
Right? It's like leaving a kid behind.
So
that's wasted potential for our country.
Let me bring you back. So I'm 14 again.
Yeah.
I'm in gym class.
Oh, boy.
I'm rock hard in the loosest shorts of my life. So you're telling us like I go into the corner or into a urinal and just crank one out?
No nut left behind, bro.
Yeah.
It's a movement of the future.
It is a movement of the future.
And you mark it on Goonmaps.
How do you track?
Sponsored by Goonmaps.
How do you track who does the most?
Oh, obviously
because there has to be a winner.
Dude, it's a whoop.
A Whoop.
Yes, a Whoop. So Whoop actually has now HIIT, right? Hit. That doesn't actually stand for high intensity. It stands for hitting it raw.
Oh.
So it tracks your hits.
Right.
Right. And so if you have that mixed with a cock ring to track if you're wearing a condom, you could tell if you're hitting it raw.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right. Another business idea for you.
Sure, please.
So Whoop, and you have it on all the time.
Yeah.
And if it goes to 0, it means you died, right? And so it automatically sends your money to your beneficiary.
Ooh.
That's not bad, right?
That is actually not
That's
bad.
actually not bad.
That's actually not
like if
bad.
you're like rich as hell and you're worried that you're going to get killed. And I know you had a crypto past. I feel like you could, like, some crypto people would definitely be down for that.
There's a crypto person who like dies in a puddle like every 6 months. It'll be like he drowned in 2 inches of water.
It's really weird. Why do crypto billionaires just get lost at sea?
And they always tweet like, if I die in the next 2 weeks, I was killed. And
do you think John McAfee got suicided?
No, he had a lot of reasons to kill himself.
He was in jail. Yeah.
Unalive himself. What are we supposed to say?
I don't know, man. Who cares? This is going on Twitter. You're allowed to say anything.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I don't think John McAfee did it. I think he definitely.
I read a great book, autobiography or biography of him recently. He was so smart, dude.
Yeah, he was a maniac.
Yeah, dude. Did you know he infected the computers that he then gave to the government?
I did know.
That way he could get them as customers?
Yes.
That's what you do with your business, right?
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
I message VCs and I say, don't give my clients money.
Yes,
So they have to extend their contracts.
Dude, I do that with customers too. I purposely make them more boring.
Right.
That way I could sell them memes.
That's a great idea.
Right? So insult B2B SaaS. B2B SaaS then needs memes.
Can I tell you about it's so much, but it's a business endeavor. So a friend of mine called me today and he was like, he's a very prolific author. He knows a lot of like the rich and successful.
Love poems or what?
Yes. Mainly about our love, but don't tell his wife.
Okay.
And he was like, what if we made a podcast for interviewing billionaires to help people who are only 100 millionaires get richer?
That's funny.
And I was like, think about this. John is a successful guy, probably got a couple million. So he's a guy with a couple $1 million interviewing a guy with $1 billion to help people with $100 million get to $1 billion.
I like it. Speaking of that, I pitched Bryan Johnson on an idea similar.
Oh, really?
He posted about his dating advice, right?
Sure.
And I was like, dude, billionaires dating advice. That'd be a good book.
That would be a good book.
I got the DM back, but it was
wear a disguise, have a mask.
Yeah, but like I feel like it is kind of interesting though. Like, what would his advice be of like, how do you, not saying that he's perfected or anything, but like, I would love to hear famous men or famous billionaires and women too.
Yeah.
Like, how do you date for somebody that doesn't want you for money or fame, right?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good book. I do genuinely.
You don't.
I'm no
I think the
captain right
answer
now.
is you don't.
You just assume everybody wants you.
Everyone wants you for your money.
Yeah, so you just go full Kim Kardashian.
Because here's the thing: even if say I fell in love with you, if you told me I had $1 billion, and then you tell me of $1 billion, all of my love for you is immediately evaporated and replaced for my lust for your $1 billion.
Have you ever dated a sugar mama? I feel like I could see you being that guy.
No, but I swear to God, I get like 3 to 4 DMs.
A woman, it's all LinkedIn.
It's all LinkedIn, Mills.
So many
woman literally
DM'd
a woman.
Real estate agents, right?
No, this one was a psychologist. She was like a clinical psychologist.
That's
She's like,
as hell,
I'm
bro.
40. Why aren't we married?
What do you think of a founder fucking their VC?
I know that happens a lot. But
I know. I know people who.
Of course, it happens all the time. I mean, that's like half the reason. I hate to say this, it's not good, but it is half the reason that male VCs invested women. And that's bad. We don't like that.
We don't like that. Unless you invest in Goonmaps, sponsored by Goonmaps.
Jason will have sex with you if you invest in
the masturbation app of the future, Goonmaps.
You're like, my wife already told me it's okay if it's for Goonmaps.
If it's for Goonmaps, it's okay, of course. Speaking of that, another app I want to talk about. So dopamine tracking, right? I think that currently software is not addicting enough. Okay.
Sure.
It's not addicting. Like TikTok, we're getting it's gone, right?
Yes.
And we need something more addicting.
Yes.
Right. What are we gonna give opium to the masses to? Well, what if we can measure it, right?
Yes.
And who cares about workflows and onboarding flows, Nikita Beer? I want dopamine tracking inside somebody's brain.
First of all, if I want, if they go on my app,
yeah,
I want to have them to have the same reaction than if they did Molly.
That's a great comparison.
Yes.
And there might be a product there for sure.
Yeah. Maybe that is what, like, that's what, I mean, that is kind of just Goonmaps, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, Goonmaps,
there's no greater feeling than a goon, right?
Yeah, goon acceleration as a goonac.
Yeah. What if you start an accelerator for gooners, right? Like the same thing, like YC, but for gooners?
Yeah. I mean, Goonmaps could potentially actually...
Can you get an interview at YC for Goonmaps?
Goonmaps probably has more users than a good amount of YC companies.
100%.
Wow, that's pretty wild to think about.
YC's funny because they get like 50,000 applications or 100,000.
It's a slop factory, but it is the most profitable slop factory of course. All time.
I know, because but it's crazy because like some guy will get in, like I know this guy Raymond who got in. Raymond's the man, but he got in with like an idea with basically no traction. And then I know other people have applied with like literally millions of dollars, and YC's like, yeah, you're not a Google engineer. I don't really like it.
It's about the idea, and it's if you're an AI agent. That's about it right now. I mean, a lot of it is around like what is the current meta. So if you go through the past YC classes, you'll see there's a new meta every year.
100%.
Like one is AI agents, one is like robotics, one is whatever, social apps, consumer social.
Dude, that's how I raised money for a past company. It's like we were talking to VCs and like, well, we're just really into social commerce. We were building like a community product and we're like, immediately, we're a social commerce company. And then we just pitched to all of the VCs who didn't get in on the most recent like hot social commerce funding rounds, and that worked. That was 100% valid.
Do you neg VCs?
Do you neg VCs?
Did you neg VCs? You know the scene I'm talking about from Silicon Valley.
Yes, I do. Yeah. And no, I didn't neg VCs.
Why?
I joined calls with VCs and I would tell them like, hey, we're huddling, we're a metal band out of Des Moines, Iowa. And we would join like literally playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And
actually?
100%. Because my co-founder had a wall of guitars behind him. Yeah. And one day we just like...
Would he just work at like a guitar shop?
No, it was his basement. He just liked to shred. He was like a grunge rocker. And like one day we were like playing the guitar. We were about to get on the call with this VC woman, and we were like using her name as a song, Samara Mejia Hernandez. And we're like singing this whole song. And then we're like, what if we just joined calls doing this?
And you raised money doing this.
I did.
This is like SBF level of like playing video games during a call, but probably like a little more Riz.
Yes. No, I vouch for this strategy. Do something that makes you remembered. Because if you give a good pitch afterward, because like, first of all, every VC for the most part is coming in with this like hoity-toity,
so bored too.
Just like they're so bored.
They're on calls all day.
100%. They're talking to the most boring. So here's the problem for my financial service.
Dude, did I tell you I was scouting, like doing VC scouting or whatever, and then I realized that VC scouting is just taking phone calls all day.
It's the worst.
I was like, I'm never doing this again.
No, it's terrible.
My first 2 angel investments, I read a deck and DM'd them.
I know.
And that's it.
I know.
Just send them the money.
I've said that if I did a VC fund, it would literally just be, my friend would be like, I'm raising money. I'd be like, here's $100,000.
No calls.
I wouldn't ask any questions.
Dude, I sent money before jumping on a call with a founder. 100%.
I can't even get into it. It's the worst.
People are annoying.
They're so annoying. But literally what would happen is these people would get on these calls and you could see their energy level went from being like, this is going to be terrible to like, who the fuck are these guys? Yeah. And then it would be fun. Like even when they were saying no, they were like, this was a blast, guys.
So you help founders raise money. Do you teach guitar as part of it? And, like,
I do piano lessons on the side. Yeah.
That's an interesting business model.
It's a very interesting business model.
So we're both building, shit posting media companies.
Yes.
I would say. Do you have any thoughts about why memes make millions?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this before, but everything is just in this attention economy. Like no one pays attention to words these days. They like literally don't. No, but people can barely read. Yeah. So you need to have good words and copy. The meme hooks people in. They see it and they go, "Ooh," and they start to giggle, and then that provides enough incentive for them to read the rest of the post. And if that's good, it goes super fucking viral. But the meme is just like, it's the hook. It's the shiny syndrome, It's like you see the shiny object, you're like a barracuda in the ocean looking at a Rolex about to go gobble up some like finance bro's arm. and then you attack, you go in for it. That's what a meme is.
I had one go viral on LinkedIn the other day, like 400 likes, and it was Rick Rubin meme and then a really actually smart post about a prediction around like raising money. And exactly right? The meme is like the silliness. You got the silly, dumb lever, right? That attracts attention. And then you got the smart content, right? So silly memes, dumb threads, or silly memes and smart, ideas, right?
If you make yourself a meme, that also works. Like,
dude, we've 100%. Both of us have done that at this point.
100%.
Yo, on Meme Lord Technologies, there's literally Jason Levin stickers, and people make memes out of me, or I make memes as well. And like, you got my face, and so we do this actually with founders that we work with, and we'll upload their face. Like, you got to turn yourself into a meme.
100%.
And that's what I did with my viral Subway videos, was turning myself into a meme.
Totally.
And you see that on Twitter, on LinkedIn, both of us. You do pictures a lot on LinkedIn.
A lot.
That's actually something I want to talk about too, which is like authenticity arbitrage, okay?
Yes.
Hear me out. It's very similar to cringe arbitrage, basically the same thing. LinkedIn, the least authentic place on the internet.
Yes.
And by being silly, by showing photos, by being a goofball on LinkedIn, we're able to go viral. Right?
100%.
Because everybody else is so afraid and everybody else is being inauthentic. By being authentic, you're able to stand out.
Yeah. And I'm never trying to post a photo of myself like in a suit or something.
Yeah.
If it is, it's like very ironic. It's like me screaming on the phone at a castle. I did that once. And it was like, that was fun because it was circumstantial. But anyway, like most of it is just like, they're photos of me living my life, doing something authentic, and then like I rip that. But I try and also apply it to whatever I'm talking about. And if you mix like a good photo, like circumstantial, like I'm drinking coffee, and then I'm like, I was getting coffee with someone, and you say something funny.
Dude, people want real stories.
They do.
And it's the same thing with Twitter, with everything else, is just sharing like real stories.
Yeah.
And people are sick of the bullshit, man.
Yeah. The only downside or upside, depending on it, is you do get gaggles of like older women who are sad and lonely on LinkedIn.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I live for.
I had a woman the last month who harassed me, like literally sent me endless messages. Then she was like, I'm in an institution right now. I'm like swear.
How did she get access to LinkedIn? They didn't let me have that.
She definitely was not in one. And she was, my favorite line she said though, this was the babe. She's like, you make me go crazy. I might have to change my meds. It was like,
that's a good line.
It was really fun.
I'm going to try that.
It was very funny. But I obviously was like, oh my God, I have to stop responding. I thought she was just like playing, like most of my followers are cool. They'll be like, they're joking. They said something silly. And like, sometimes it's not funny. Sometimes I'm not funny. It's all cool.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I just try and go along with it. And then very quickly I was like, oh, this woman has like legit problems.
Yeah.
She started talking about her 18-year-old son.
Dude, Tim Ferriss talks about this where he's like, 0.01% of the internet is literally like clinically murderous insane.
It's not that low. It's way higher.
Right. But if you have a big enough audience, that turns into tens of people, then thousands and hundreds of thousands of people at a certain point. And on LinkedIn, that number is probably a lot higher.
It's so high. I once had a woman in the first 3 months of me posting, so I didn't even have that many followers, maybe a couple thousand, and she sent me, I woke up to 100 photos of her.
Naked?
No, that was the weirdest part. I thought like naked photos would have made more sense. It was like her living her life, like drawing something on a catamaran with friends. Like it was bizarre.
I've never gotten any of this on LinkedIn.
It's me. I attract it, obviously.
You attract crazy.
I attract crazy.
Does that go for like the rest of your dating life too? Like actual dating life? I recently, did I tell you I was on a dating show recently? Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, that was really funny.
That was very funny.
But actually, like, do you stick your dick in crazy? Because like that is the one rule that my dad said. Never stick your dick in crazy. Jason.
No, I stay away from it. I
learned that the hard lesson.
Yeah, there was one time this chick I like met on the street during COVID. She had a plant and I complimented her plant, and then we went on a date. She was like maybe almost a decade older than me. I was like in my early 20s at the time.
Yeah,
and very quickly, like she looked really pretty and really nice.
You
ever
was almost get murdered on a date?
No, but I brought her home to like cook her dinner like on the third date, and then just like conspiracies flowed out of her mouth. Like
so high.
It was full QAnon. Like I swear to God.
Really?
First 100%.
Like left wing or right wing conspiracies?
Right wing conspiracy. So the fun ones.
Fun ones. That's so cool.
Dude, can I be honest? It actually was kind of cool.
Yeah, I get it. Yo, my grandpa is like a total conspiracy theorist.
That's fun.
And I used to think he was crazy, and now I think he's fucking genius. Yes.
Dude, it was very fun. She was a blast.
Yeah.
But then it did get to like us like about to hook up, and I was like, this is a very dangerous road that I'm going down, and I had to call it off. Like I walked her home.
Yeah.
After.
Fair enough.
All right. So
did you make it on Goonmaps for that one?
That was not on Goonmaps.
So
afterwards, after
you didn't log the Goonmaps?
No, after I brought her.
So Goonmaps Whoop integration.
Sure.
I think that's probably I got to ship that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do, it's gonna have a boost in users. You're gonna get to dozens of users overnight.
Dozens.
Yeah. Dozens.
I don't know. A lot of technology brothers have Whoop. A lot of technology brothers jerk off.
Yes, it's true.
There's a very big overlap. Do you think Will Ahmed would be down if we did some integration? They have Ronaldo. Why wouldn't they have Goonmaps?
It doesn't make sense. It's level. A huge misstep if they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, do you think you could actually sell like a sex course for technology people, like tech bros?
Yes, but I won't.
Not us. But I'm saying we obviously outsource.
That's what Neil Gaiman basically did. With
I think we should get like an attractive gal.
She would sell the course?
Yeah. Some tech bros, just to be close to some like relatively attractive gal who's talking about sex.
Yeah.
She's like, you can do this too. I know you don't know how to have a conversation.
That's why some guys pitch female VCs.
Really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't let them be VCs.
No, there was a partner at first round. I don't think she's there anymore. We got on a call. It was like one of the first really hot day we had fundraising, and it was like 11 p.m. We kicked off a really competitive round on a Friday. We get on the call, and this woman hated my business partner, like absolutely hated him. I couldn't tell exactly why. I was trying to get to it. I was trying to be like the fun, like lovable younger guy, like, hey, it's all cool. And then I think he got off it might have been that call. He got off the phone. He was like, I have to go right now. My wife's going into labor. Click. And then it was just me and her. And it was like the most awkward, worst conversation of my entire life with anyone.
Nice.
It was a fun experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the next step for Goonmaps, I acquired Goonmaps and now it's time to grow it, right? And so I think the only logical next step is to sponsor people jerking off. And so Goon to earn, right?
Yeah.
There was run to earn, that failed. There was step to earn. There was read to earn. There was sleep to earn. But nobody has really done Goon to earn.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should be paying people for masturbation.
Right.
Because when you think about it, masturbation is just practicing for having kids, and we're trying to increase the birth rate.
Right.
So if we sponsor people jerking off,
Elon will get involved.
Exactly.
Can we get, who is it, Bonnie Blue, the chick that just had sex with
dude, Lily Phillips responded to my tweet the other day.
By the way, that was amazing.
Thank you.
That was awesome. That was peak.
I would love to have Lily, if you're watching this, because I know you respond to my tweets now.
Obviously, she's a fan.
She's a fan. What can I say? If you're watching this, would love to have you for Goonmaps. I should hire like an OnlyFans girl or something to be the sponsor.
A fun one too. A lot of them are like very funny.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Like, do you ever see Isla or whatever?
Yeah, she's funny.
She's funny. Yeah, she's like that whole.
I think
the flow chart.
The Anki flow chart. I think you're right. So that's a great idea. Do you have any other marketing ideas to grow Goonmaps?
Oh, that's interesting. We could go. So obviously there's like all these nofap. Like forums online.
Oh, so we got to
infiltrate.
We infiltrate.
We infiltrate.
We use bots or like Indians.
I think we got to get a couple. I prefer Filipinos personally.
Okay.
I find it to be the most effective virtual assistants personally. But hey, I'm just saying. I mean, we could use whatever.
I was talking about Native Americans.
Oh, that would be exciting. We go directly to reservation. They could get on Goonmaps too.
Yeah.
Has anyone gooned on a reservation yet? Like, has anyone in Oklahoma on where like the Trail of Tears was? The Trail of Tears was got into Goonmaps.
I can't stop laughing. It's really funny to think like Pomp uses a studio. Mike Solana was here 2 hours ago, and now we're just talking about jerking off on a fucking studio. We have weird lives, bro.
I know.
It's just about to get weirder. We're about to build a bunch of startups and film ourselves doing all this crazy stuff.
I know. I can't wait for that. It's going to be really fun.
So Jack and I are starting, what are we starting? Some sort of show of some sort. We're doing something.
It's a show of some sort.
It's a show. It's a
It's a reckless, fun show about the startup industry. It's basically like Silicon Valley, except our lives.
Yeah, Silicon Valley meets Jackass. And, we'll be premiering it very soon. But back to the focus.
Yes.
Goonmaps. So, you know, I got to run and go log one real quick.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, that's it?
I just did it right now.
That's amazing.
Have you ever spontaneously orgasmed, like with no hands?
I've been waiting to my entire life.
Yeah, I've tried, like just with my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like if I could log that on Goonmaps, I'd probably get a few stars.
Have you ever done like the binaural beats that are like, if you listen to this long enough, you'll ejaculate?
No, is that like a?
I did.
You got a Spotify playlist, bro?
I do have one I could share.
I think that'd be extra points on Goonmaps.
I tried. I did try.
Oh, by the way, you could like goons on there. Just letting you know.
You can like goons.
Yeah, if you want to like goons, you could also follow gooners.
Can you?
Actually, sorry, that's in beta right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but
you can't.
You might make it might help you make friends, Jack.
I would love some friends.
Because honestly, I really do think this is the social network of the future. Men are lonely, jerking off and gooning more than ever.
They should jerk off together.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's really what.
Dude, turn Goonmaps into one big circle jerk. The entire world.
Should we go to the gay community first? They do have the most sex, though.
Yeah.
They have way more fun and way more sex.
I think we go to the incel community first.
It's true.
I really think that's the place to go.
I'm telling you, no fap forums. We infiltrate. All right.
Yeah.
We go in there. We join a couple sessions.
And we just make fun of them.
And we just make fun of them. We're like, your numbers are way too low.
Yeah.
Right? You
rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers.
We got to get McGonaghy on this shit,
yeah.
bro.
Because right, the second we start talking about how awesome jerking off is, everyone's going to be like, you're right. It is pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. It's like the OG cool thing.
Yeah. If you've gone 10 days without it, like we get into those groups.
You ever try NoFap?
I literally have. I made it like more than 2 months.
I made it like 90 days and then I was getting a blowjob and it just like didn't work right.
Really?
Like it was just like a weird experience because it'd been so long that I think my dick was confused.
Yeah.
And I mean, it ended up working okay. But
that's nice.
But it was confusing. You know?
I did. The most I ever made was like 60 plus days.
Yeah.
It was kind of a spiritual experience.
Yeah, bad for the spirit.
That's
why sponsored by Goonmaps.
That's sponsored by Goonmaps, right?
Yeah. Also, if you're watching this, feel free to log one right now.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Chrome has multiple tabs for a reason.
Just don't make it weird. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and please comment.
Yeah.
And log it.
Yeah. One of my LinkedIn followers is absolutely jerking off to this right now.
It's probably true. Honestly, probably true.
Unfortunately, that's probably happening.
Yeah.
Or fortunately, how can I capitalize on like lust
people have for you?
Yeah, people having lust for me. What do I do about
Jack,
that?
you're a handsome guy. I think
I don't know about that.
I think the logical thing would be OnlyFans, but we don't want to do the logical thing here.
No, I don't.
Obviously.
It's too played out.
On the Jason Levin show, we never do the logical thing. So what you do, start a calendar of naked pictures of yourself with VC advice.
I have actually thought about doing a calendar. I thought it would be very funny.
Yeah, a Silicon Valley calendar
like
of different VCs.
We could do one. I would love to do it.
That's how we make the money.
That would be a very fun.
Screw raising money. Let's just start a calendar of VCs. I bet Mike Solana would be down.
I just remembered one of the craziest companies that ever pitched me.
Yeah.
It was a guy who had invented a new calendar.
Do you mean like a new way to tell time or like a new physical calendar?
A new physical calendar. It had like there was like no summer was like 5 months or whatever.
Wow.
Like, he had completely thrown seasons.
Was he like schizophrenic or what was going on?
He seemed, and then he told me his numbers. He was like, "Yeah, we're selling like $15,000 to $20,000 a month on TikTok right now, mostly to farmers and like
and
astrologists." Yes,
yeah,
100%.
So Jack, I got to tell you something.
Okay.
So
I invested.
My grandpa was the OG astrologist guy. That's how he made a living.
Really?
Yeah, was selling astrology books on the internet.
Really?
Dead serious.
On the internet?
My grandpa was writing on the internet. He showed me how, all this stuff, how to build a website.
Your conspiracy theorist grandpa was also
different grandpa.
Your other grandfather was an astrology guy.
Dude,
so you have a conspiracy. Is he a Republican conspiracy theorist?
So one is Republican conspiracy theorist. One was a very high astrologist.
No way.
So that's how you get me.
Oh my God! Everything makes sense now.
Republican conspiracy theorist.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he published like 12 astrology books and really just did it to get girls. So.
Did it work? Is that how you were made? Did he find his wife that way?
I mean, astrology, dude. That's the way.
That's amazing.
It's really all it's good for. Yeah, it was really weird. I definitely struggled with it. It was like he was so smart, Like, dude, he was programming in like the 90s, early 2000s, like literally made a living as a creator on the internet in like 1997, like early 2000s, right? Like, that's crazy when you think about it. But he was also like super into astrology. But like, you can't really blame him. He was a hippie in the 70s, you know?
No, that's
But it's you know, we're getting deep here for a second, but it was actually something that was very confusing because like, do I keep his legacy going on? Do I try to make money from these books? Do I start an astrology brand?
I've already told you.
No, I don't believe in this stuff.
Well,
but
you don't believe in anything.
Us.
That's never stopped you before.
Yeah, I should get a little more nihilistic. You know?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Believing in stuff is so 1995. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a time for hollow existences, being a shell of a human, like saying whatever you want to get people to believe in you and then profiting off of it. That's literally what social media was invented for. This is my halftime speech.
I like it, dude. That's really motivational. Yeah. So I should do that with Goonmaps, essentially.
Astrology Goonmaps. What's your
astrology goon sign?
Yes. What's your sign? You jerked off on this day. It was a Gemini, like a half moon. Mercury was in retrograde, which means it's like 7 years bad luck or something.
I feel like Gemini, you know, I feel like Scorpio, you definitely have like a bigger load.
You think so? Are you a Scorpio? Are you admitting something to me?
I couldn't hold a laugh back on that one.
Do you know? I've been on multiple dates, so I am a Gemini. I'm also an identical twin, which makes it fun. But anyway, so I'm a Gemini.
You ever switch places with your twin?
In class, we did a couple times growing up, but it's not nearly as exciting as you think. Because then I'm just in math class.
So you never had like a sweet life kind of moment?
Well, no, the thing is, literally every day, no one could tell us apart. And even I was in that class, like they had no idea. People just called me Kuveke. They had literally no idea who I was. So it was like not as sexy as I thought. I did change classes one time. My favorite thing that would happen is like, I would help my brother get out of things because his teacher would be like, "Where's that assignment?" And it would be like, he could lie and be like, "Oh, I'm Jack." He'd be like, "It's not me right now." People come up to him in the hallway and be like, "What are you doing? You should be in class right now."
So did you play a lot of pranks in school? I feel like this is actually a good topic because I really do believe like if I could just invest in pranksters, I would because I was the OG prankster.
My favorite prank. So I was one of the only people. So I never had social media. I had an Android growing up, and like I
could see that.
Yeah, and so but the nice thing about Android phones back then was there like. I figured out how to turn off any projector or device from my phone.
Really?
Yes. So for like literally all of junior and senior, no, I think it was senior year, I fucked with my teachers and just turned off their presentations at all the critical moments and just disrupted class. I played like raunchy TV shows in the cafeteria. Yeah. They bought these huge, like TVs as big as this one over here, which no one can see. This is a bad example. Yeah. But like, you know, 140-inch TVs, like 4 of them were put up in our cafeteria. And so I just started playing, like, I forget what dumb TV show in the middle, and all the the lunchroom, and all the teachers started freaking out as in like I'm pumping the volume. It's saying really raunchy things. So I did a lot of shit like that. I was just trying to be a menace.
I loved being a menace.
It's the best.
And now we get to be professional menaces on the internet, you know?
Yes.
That's just the way it works.
Yeah, it comes full circle eventually. I got another kid. I bullied a kid.
You bullied a kid?
I should say. It wasn't really bullied on Minecraft servers.
You bullied him?
This kid was like he was the worst. He was like mean, nasty, vindictive or whatever. And so I kind of had this like love-hate relationship with him where he like wanted to be my friend.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a credit card or my parents didn't love me. So they hated video games. So I was doing this all in secret. And I had a hacked Minecraft account. And I was building cracked Minecraft servers. I built the largest Minecraft server at the time, but without ever owning an actual Minecraft account. But I got this kid and convinced him to like buy me accounts and like video games on the internet because I couldn't. He's like, "Yeah, I'll play with you, man, if you buy me this account." And then I never played with him.
Oh, that's dark, man.
It was not the best thing I've ever done. I'm not proud of it, but it is very funny.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's funny. How many of those people standing outside collecting money for charity do you think are for scams?
Like, I mean, what percentage of those guys come like, "Hey, I'm trying to raise money for my basketball team"? Like,
it's totally not
that. But you're talking about like some like dog foundation be like, "Do you want puppies to die?" on the corner of like Union and 4th?
I think most are scams.
Yeah. But like most charities are legitimately scams.
Yeah.
Like
OpenAI.
No. Oh yes, but also remember like Relay for Life.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? I think it was like 2% of all funds went to like helping whatever that was, cancer or something.
BLM went to houses for
well,
people
that was just a good idea. Guilting white people into feeling bad and then getting them to donate for you to buy a mansion. Yeah. I got to be honest. That's a hell of a scheme. I kind of respect it.
I almost started JLM.
Really?
Yeah.
Jewish Lives Matter?
Yeah. But then we realized they don't.
What about GLM?
GLM? Gay Lives Matter?
No, Gooners Lives Matter.
Goonmaps, sponsored by Goonmaps.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We just bring it full circle.
Do you think I should advertise on Pornhub? I feel like apparently the CPMs are great.
Dude.
I know people who have profited advertising on Pornhub. And I've never actually watched an ad on there.
Should I advertise Jabroni Capital on Pornhub?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good place to find readers.
It might not be the worst place.
Yeah, I feel like
I have a male-centered audience. It's actually
all right. So you have a male-centered audience.
I kind of don't though. It's like 60-40.
Who doesn't know how to read?
That's true.
That's perfect.
And I write a newsletter.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, I do think. All right. So overarching secret plan here, right? Goonmaps, men. Meme Lord, mostly men, right?
Yes.
So there is an overlapping audience. If I could mesh the two,
for sure.
Gooning while making memes, I don't think that's it. If I could, maybe it's, I don't know, just making memes about Goonmaps.
Sure.
Like, I think the whole thing is going to be it's going to be exciting. Like Meme Lord's technology sponsored by Goonmaps. Like maybe have it everywhere. Like. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really excited for this acquisition, man. Like it's one of the biggest moments of my life, honestly.
And by the way, we're all proud of you.
Yeah.
Your wife texted me the other day. She was this is a big moment for Jason.
I've been getting a lot of texts everywhere. I have a PR person now, and she wrote up a whole press release, interviewed the CEO that I'm acquiring of Goonmaps. Dude, it was so annoying. My wife asked me like hang out. I was like, babe, I have a call with the CEO of a company I'm acquiring. Like I need to understand how this company works. He's walking me through the whole code base.
Yeah.
And do you know how complex a code base for gooning is?
It's got to be complex.
It's so complex because anybody who's making a map for gooning doesn't have like their brain isn't working right. Right. Because like the wires, you know, you screwed it up by gooning.
And your keyboard's sticky, so it's like hard to like actually.
So speaking of that digital maximalism, I do think we need to increase how much people are watching porn for Goonmaps. Because like the more people are watching porn, the more they're using Goonmaps, and this is sponsored by Goonmaps. That's the only way that I pay my bills.
So let's think about this. Porn has been infiltrated in almost every country in the world. Where hasn't? So obviously the Amazon rainforest, that's up and coming.
That's a great idea.
That's an up and they're starting to get into porn. You get them
I'm
early
worried
adopters.
That Jeff Bezos, he's got the whole Amazon thing locked down. What if he wants to start Amazon Goonmaps, and he's really good at logistics? He could just jump in there.
What would you sell Goonmaps for?
What would I say? Nothing, bro. It's priceless, bro. That shit is priceless.
$400 cash.
No.
All right.
No.
What I got in my wallet? How about this?
I'm gonna build Goonmaps into $1 billion.
All right. Here we can do this transaction right now. So I've got roughly it looks to be right around $350. I'll take Goonmaps right now. You sold a company live on a podcast. You can say you sold a company. No?
Dude, I paid about, 3 times more. So.
I know, but no one needs to know that.
I guess it could be a tax alpha.
That's what I'm saying. This is like for all your Dogecoin gains. Yeah. All right, fine. Listen, offers off the table. Next time I come to you.
What about Bitcoin? I know you got a lot of those laying around.
I'm not giving you jack shit, all right? Because I've got that locked up. I wish I could.
You staking that shit?
Oh, for sure. I put it all on the cum rocket because I'm a gooner and I'm staking it on the cum chain.
So, all right, growing Goonmaps. Let's talk viral growth here because that is my specialty, right?
Sure.
I've grown Meme Lord Technologies in a bunch of ways. I have my dog as my CMO. I use Lily Phillips as a brand ambassador. She loves my work.
Yep.
She commented.
Yep.
We do a lot of cold DMs. We do a lot of outbound sales. And I think the same process will work for Goonmaps. I'm confident of it. I really think, brand ambassadors are going to be huge.
Yes.
Basically like Morning Brew, right? I had Alex Lieberman from Morning Brew on my podcast. And I really just I learned a lot from him about how to grow Goonmaps in that podcast.
For sure.
Morning Brew did a fantastic brand ambassador program on different colleges. I'm going to speak to classes. Gooner Brew, dude, the Morning Brew of Gooners.
Right. It sends you curated porn to Gooners.
Hear me out. I've said this for years. Newsletters.
Newsletters? So I put a photo of myself in every newsletter right now. So I just take a dick pic and throw it in there.
I'm just saying that OF stars newsletter.
Because here's the thing. What if you have going back to Isla, she posts these anyway. Mix the two. Who's the reading rate up? All right, open rape through the roof.
Dude, newsletter would be huge. I mean, I post memes in my newsletter.
Sure.
And nudes are a little bit more appealing. You know, I
did-
love memes, but nudes. I love nudes.
I did post a photo of me high on mushrooms, shirtless at the Pepperidge Farm estate. And I got
Farm, like the
cookie place. Yeah.
Did you get free cookies?
Well, she doesn't.
You got a plug?
So here's the thing. So my friend who actually called about that podcast today, the dumb one about giving rich people help on getting richer.
The author?
Yes, the author.
They're dumb? How'd they write books?
No, the podcast idea is dumb but hilarious. It's really genius, but it's kind of dumb.
I mean, that's literally what Sam Parr's podcast is.
That is kind of Sam Parr's podcast, to be honest.
And he's pretty dumb.
Dude, but genius. I'm so glad you said that.
Dude,
Dude, the amount of people in tech who are like rich, famous people are listening to, they'll literally get on a podcast and be like, listen, bro, if you wake up at 6, all right, that's 2 hours in the morning that you could be sending emails, doing sales. And I'm like, dude, that's just working hard. Like that advice has been around literally forever.
Yeah.
Forever. They say nothing original. It's like the most like milquetoast, just like some guy gets biceps after selling his company and then he's like, dude, here's how you got to do it.
Yeah. I was getting some of that advice earlier today. People were giving it. So it happens.
Yeah.
People like to talk. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. But I really think a lot of viral growth strategies here. I really think like, you know, Nikita Beer just launched his last app, right? Explode. Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw this. It did really well. And, you know, they have this huge... it was the Snapchat killer, right? Okay. So it's got this, you know, big onboarding flow, a lot of viral growth hacks. And basically I'm going to take everything I learned studying Nikita, especially the G-Wagon, and apply it to Goonmaps. That's the plan. Because G-Wagon stands for Goonwagon, right?
Really?
So, I mean, I think. And so... I really think I need a goon wagon.
Sure.
So I have a Jeep right now.
Yes.
And I need to trade it in for a goon wagon.
Don't tell people that. Why? I instantly think you're poorer than you are, okay? If you tell people you have a Jeep, just lie.
I got it when I was broke, okay?
I know, but you're rich now, so just tell people you have a G-Wagon. Paint a Mercedes logo over the Jeep.
Dude,
half the people looking at it will have no idea.
That's a good business idea.
It's not a bad
Installing Mercedes symbols on non-Mercedes cars.
Dude, black people have been doing this with Chryslers for like literally the last 30 years. You ever see swear to God, you ever see like a Chrysler with a Bentley grill?
Do I see them or do I have
Have
one?
you seen them?
I've got a few.
Dude, it's one of my favorite things I've ever seen. They have like on a $8,000 car, they have like a $3,000 grill.
It's brilliant.
And then everyone's like, yo, bro, check out my fucking
You ever get a grill? You ever think about getting a grill?
Like teeth grill?
Yeah. It'd be good for VCs. Impress them.
It's an interesting
VCs
idea.
like a good smile.
It's true. I thought about getting the teardrop tattoo right here.
For how many millions you've raised?
Yeah,
like
for sure. It's just 53 teardrops. I'm sobbing.
Yeah, you billionaire have 100,000 million or whatever.
Yeah.
How many millions?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It could be worse. Yeah.
It's for
Whatever happened to Lil Xan? This podcast is going everywhere.
Did he die?
I don't know.
All these people.
I just remember he ate too many hot Cheetos, and that was the end of that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That can kill you. Just like your internal
love hot Cheetos.
Really?
Yeah. I love Cheetos. Yeah, Cheetos are good.
I'm not okay.
This podcast is
we're really off the rails here.
Anyways, back to Goonmaps.
Yeah,
we could,
sure.
You know, back to serious business.
Definitely.
Here. I have no idea how to measure users, like their penis lengths.
Oh.
So I feel like that's something important.
Can we use AI?
I think Mixpanel has like
what
an
if
option.
Okay, so they're gonna be, hear me out, okay? They're jerking off, they're on their phone. We, without telling them, get their camera permissions. Then we can see, and we could use spatial recognition and AI, like OpenAI.
Dude, they could already do that. There's apps for seeing how much you work out. Like if you did a good push-up.
Yep.
You just have it for
Which, by the way, is a horrible business.
Yeah.
The amount of people who've come to me and trying to build, like, I'm building a fitness app to show you, like, you're doing your HIIT workout right. I'm like, that is the dumbest idea of all time.
Dude, you just got to hit it raw. That's it.
I know.
Speaking of that, I have a theory that I want to run by you.
Please.
So everybody thinks that Zuck got a PR firm to get cool again.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what happened. I think that after 30 years of being married, or 20 years or whatever, he got a blowjob for the first time.
That's not a bad
He just got cool again. Like, finally, he convinced Priscilla to blow him.
Dude, that guy...
He grew the fluffy hair. He got jacked. Like, It all came from head.
People like Zuck, their brains operate like AI. They're just taking in information and improving the algorithm. And his algorithm was completely focused on like building like kind of lame companies and like boring, becoming a trillionaire or whatever.
And then he got head and he was like, oh shit, these Instagram influencers have a point,
right,
bro.
Then he like called like T.I. or like whoever and was like, yo, dude, just please start sending me pictures of your outfits every morning. And then he just like bought exactly what a rapper wears.
I genuinely don't think no PR firm.
I agree.
Dude, he was cool as shit when he was 18.
Yes.
And then I think getting that rich, I think people just want to hate on him, but he got rich so young.
Of course.
You couldn't understand. Like, that'd be so overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, all the world's eyes on you. You're getting
managing 50,000 employees
who are all idiots.
Yes.
And really just like giant children. And then you have like Zuck, and now he's just cool, and it's all from a blowjob. And it's pretty magical. Like,
it's awesome. I also never thought he got a PR firm because I was like, it doesn't.
I agree.
I don't think he just grows out. Listen, dude, you don't need a PR firm to look at like what take what Timothy Chalamet looks like from a looks standpoint, and then dress like a cool rapper.
Worked.
I mean, in fairness, all he's doing is just copying black people, which white people have been doing for literally 100 years.
Especially Jewish guys. Like that's all we've been doing.
Yes.
Jews copy rap.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
You're smart. You see, they're better. They're working. They've
got
cool.
more style.
100%.
Yeah, dude. We suck at that.
They define culture.
They do.
Everyone who's like a famous like white artist is just trying to look as black.
Chalamet, Pete Davidson,
Benny Blanco.
He kills it.
Jack Harlow.
You know Benny Blanco? Want to know his real name? Benjamin Levin.
Really?
Is
he a J?
Dude, damn right. He went to Jewish summer camp.
Wow.
So did Mac Miller. Same summer camp. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Same era.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
That's a huge come up for you guys.
Dude, Benny Blanco, that gave a lot of faith to me.
Really?
Yeah, with Solana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gave a lot of faith to me and my people.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for Benny on that one.
No, I would be too.
Yeah, like the fact he could.
Who are you not grateful for?
I'm ungrateful for George Soros, like I said.
Yeah, we created a tier list of all the people.
So George Soros is just like very interesting because he's Jewish.
Sure.
And he does control the world. So it's just like not good for like all the rest of the Jews who aren't trying to control the world and are just trying to like vibe and like make money and like be chill and go to bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
But like he's like the evil one. And so like I get why people don't like us.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Jews are the best people at business in the world.
We are.
So it makes sense that a Jew is the best at being an evil overlord ruling the world. 100%. So in fairness, your guy like it was just nature. It's not really your guy's ethnic form.
I would have rather like him not put corrupt DEAs in so he could profit from crime. You know?
No, it'd obviously be cool if he didn't do that.
Yeah, but also I get it. Like, that's
of course,
kind of badass.
No, I mean, listen,
Dr. Evil
it's
shit.
Literally just like 1920s level corruption, mobster stuff. Like, it's obviously cool. But the problem is like now he lived in a time, he's literally what, like 100 now?
He survived the Holocaust, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's old as shit.
Yeah.
But like he grew up in a time where there was just newspapers. It was so easy to get away with being a demon overlord. Now there's TikTok and people are like, yo, this guy, George Soros, he's like fucking shit up.
That is actually like Elon's whole thesis of you are the media now, right? Is the fact that you can't get away with shit because everybody is just sharing their ideas all the time. And I do love it. Yes. Like you could just call so many more people on their bullshit all the time.
Yes.
And they have to respond and they have to like be honest and they have to fix themselves. And
I do think not responding is the right approach though.
Sometimes,
Unless it's most of the time.
Sometimes
there are points where you have to.
Yeah.
But not fighting with people, it's kind of been my strategy because people get mad at me about stuff and I just never engage. I only respond in jest.
All right. One last thing and then we're going to call it, I think. Goonmaps, I think we need to get a politician on to really, you know, like.
Wiener.
Ooh,
he's a sexual
what about
deviant.
Matt Gaetz.
Oh, yes.
He quit his job to become attorney general and then he got fired.
Yes.
And
before he even got the job.
So now he's a newscaster and he's probably broke.
Yes. And he's a sexual deviant.
Exactly.
Anthony Weiner, Matt Gaetz.
Yes.
They're
Obama.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Do you think Obama's gay?
I don't think so, but he'll definitely use Goonmaps.
I hope
he's cool as shit.
He's so cool.
He's cool.
He's so cool.
He's got that natural riz that we wish we had.
I know.
You know?
He's so smooth.
Sponsored by Goonmaps.
Sponsored by Goonmaps.
I can't believe I acquired a masturbation app.
Now it's a huge
best day of
for
my
you.
life.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I went from just making memes to making masturbation apps.
Yeah. I mean, it's combining your two favorite things into one. So
honestly, it's true. Laughter and masturbation.
Well, on that note, congrats, buddy.
Thanks, man. All right. This was a ton of fun.